that's going to be tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even more, when you're dealing with years of litigation and a full-blown jury trial.
I think Gwyneth Paltrow is hoping some things go away. So 7 years after she was in this skiing accident that occurred in Utah, the lawsuit has officially headed to court. So in January of 2019, just to give a little backstory, she was sued by a doctor named Terry Sanderson after he claimed that she injured him during a crash while skiing in Utah and that she fled the scene. Court documents stated that Gwyneth skied out of control and hit the back of Terry Sanderson, another skier who was downhill, knocking him down hard, knocking him out, causing a brain injury, 4 broken ribs, and other serious injuries. She got up, turned away, skied away, and leaving Sanderson stunned, lying in the snow, and seriously injured. So he filed a lawsuit seeking more than $3 million in damages. She denied the allegations and said this lawsuit is completely without merit, and we expect to be vindicated. She, in February 2019, court documents stated that she was seeking a jury trial and a symbolic $1 in damages. So she is getting that jury trial. So why, after all these years, is this finally happening?
Yeah, I mean, this case really happened 7 years ago. So first, it took Sanderson almost 3 years. He waited until statute of limitations to file this lawsuit. And then we know that criminal cases have priority because criminal defendants have a right to a speedy trial. And of course, the pandemic didn't help things. So this case got pushed out for years, really 4 years after the filing, because it was a civil case and it kind of trailed everything because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that she didn't settle this out of court? Why do you think that she took this to trial?
Yeah, normally these types of lawsuits settle. I mean, obviously it's a ski crash, but it's no different than a car crash. The vast majority of these cases settle well before trial. But I think it was an issue of Sanderson asking for a lot of money, $3 million, right? And, Gwyneth thinking that she was not at fault. So, with respect to the amount of money that Sanderson asked for, there's really 3 types of kind of negligent conduct that can be alleged. The first is intentional, right? You do something intentionally. That's the worst. And that's when Sanderson alleged the hit and run. That not only did Gwyneth Paltrow hit him, but she took off. The judge said, no, there's no evidence of that. The second sort of step down is what we call reckless conduct, something that's grossly negligent. Again, that's something that Sanderson alleged, but the judge didn't find any evidence of that. So that's why we went from that 3 million plus number to 300,000. Now we're just dealing with simple negligence. So obviously Sanderson can recover his damages, medical expenses, past and future, pain and suffering, but he's not going to get anything more. He's not going to get punitive damages to punish Gwyneth Paltrow. And the reason we're going to trial, and this is happening right now, is we have 2 very, very different accounts of how this ski accident happened. So when you're skiing, just like the road, there's rules of the road. And on the slopes, whoever is the downhill skier has the right of way. So Sanderson is saying, I was downhill, Paltrow slammed into me, and Gwyneth is giving a completely different account. She's saying, I was the one downhill and Sanderson slammed into me. So it's really going to depend on those witnesses and for a jury to sort this all out.
Right. It's kind of like it's his truth, her truth, and where is the actual truth in between. So it might be hard to figure out unless you have the witnesses. So who do you think that she'll have to pay Sanderson any money in all this? Do you think that he'll have to pay her that $1 in damages? How do you think this is going to play out?
Yeah, it's definitely literally a he said, she said. And we know the witnesses are already testifying. Sanderson has his witnesses who are saying that, he was the downhill skier. We know that Gwyneth Paltrow has the ski instructor, Eric from Deer Valley, is going to testify that she was a downhill skier. She has some family members who may testify as well. So it's almost like a red light dispute where you have 2 different parties and witnesses saying, well, no, I had the green, and other parties saying I had the green. So it's really going to be up to a jury to sort this all out. Now, if Gwyneth Paltrow wins, even though she's asking for only $1 in damages, she is asking for her attorney fees to be paid. So that's going to be tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even more, when you're dealing with years of litigation and a full-blown jury trial.
Right. Yeah, you're dealing with 7 years in all of this, so it should be a hefty bill. We'll be following it as it unfolds, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be interested in this one. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below, and visit usmagazine.com.